Event 35, the women's 13 and over 200-meter freestyle, Heat 1. So starting us off this morning is the women's 200-meter freestyle. In the water right now in lane 1, Marianne Landon. Lane 2, Denise Paul. Lane 3, Kira Brook. Lane 5, Lisa Johnson. Lane 6, Erica Opdyke. Lane 7, Cara Walters. Lane 8, Olivia North. Lane 9, Evie Myler. And lane 10, Sophie Nichols. Getting ready behind the blocks for Heat 2. In lane 1, Gabrielle Beauchamp. Lane 2, Ava Whitley. Lane 3, Reagan Bright. Lane 4, Peyton Burton. Lane 5, Johanna Beauchamp. Lane 6, Ashlyn Burton. Lane 7, Myla Adriani. Lane 8, Olivia Holt. Lane 9, Vienna Gomez Taylor. And lane 10, Charlotte Stevens. Heat 2. So lining up for the next heat, heat number 3 of 6. In lane 1, Grace Wallen. Lane 2, Sonia Inatsenka. Lane 3, Lily Bixler. Lane 4, Anika Traktuva. Lane 5, Liv Klein. Lane 6, Maria Kakimova. Lane 7, Emma Fielding. Lane 8, Shelby Smith. Lane 9, Lila Levitt. And lane 10, Amelia Ilnitsky. Heat 3. This is heat 3 in the water. Next up will be heat 4. Lining up in lane 1, Ariana Boyett Martinez. Lane 2, June Fram. Lane 3, Avery Sassner. Lane 4, Corey Parker. Lane 5, Jocelyn Chantavonsa. Lane 6, Franny Sandora. Lane 7, Lily Ramsey. Lane 8, Isla Fox. Lane 9, Issa Fisher-Munoz. And lane 10, Ember McAteer. Heat 4. Up next is lane 5 of heat 5 of 6. In lane 1, Barbie McKean Aline. Lane 2, Alina Helke. Lane 3, Lily Tusha. Lane 4, Audrey Lorick. Lane 5, Camille Young. Lane 6, Daphne Bosley. Lane 7, Riley Hunter. Lane 8, Leia Devere. Lane 9, Willow Joachim. And lane 10, Evie Wagoner. Heat 5. Next in the water will be Heat 6, the final heat for the women's 200 freestyle. Lining up in lane 1, Lydia Bell. Lane 2, Ava Jones. Lane 3, Molly Eberhardt. Lane 4, Zara Bagats. Lane 5, Alexa Fritz. Lane 6, Jackie Vogel. Lane 7, Harper Husted. Lane 8, Delilah Burrell. Lane 9, Abigail Kelly. And lane 10, Hannah Bell. Heat 6. This is the last heat of the women's. Next up will be the men's 200 meter freestyle. In heat 1, lining up in lane 1, Anthony Nogueras. Lane 2, Tyler Kullish. Lane 3, Manny Squitia. Lane 4, Reef McMeeking. Lane 5, Noah Walker. Lane 6, Seth Hyde. Lane 7, Parker Stever. Lane 8, Alex Zendigo. Lane 9, Kai Meekin. And lane 10, Tyler Wang. Event 36, the men's 13 and over 200 meter freestyle, heat 1. Next heat in the water will be heat 2. Lining up in lane 1, Duncan McGlynn. Lane 2, Eli Rabinowitz. Lane 3, Jackson Pennick. Lane 4, David Paquette. Lane 5, Jeremy Morgan. Lane 6, Max Morgan. Lane 7, Liam Wang. Lane 8, Leif Canales. Lane 9, Benjamin Pyong. And lane 10, Gabriel Graham. Heat 2. Next heat in the water will be heat 3. Lining up in lane 1, Jose Soto Sequeira. Lane 2, Harriet Patel. Lane 3, Harrison Wang. Lane 4, Ryan Glatter-Gotts. Lane 5, Hayden Klopper. Lane 6, Mason Hicks-Rabel. Lane 7, Max de Vasconcelos. Lane 8, Bryson Jones. Lane 9, Max Duda. And lane 10, Arthur Phillips. Heat 3. Next heat in the water is Heat 4. In lane 1, the Chelsea Acevedo. Lane 2, Cal Berkeley. Lane 3, Maddox McKeon. Lane 4, Alex Gangdon. Lane 5, Ian Pender. Lane 6, Susan Morgan. Lane 7, Evan Hightower. Lane 8, Matthew McNabb. Lane 9, Wes Witchert. And lane 10, Colton Pappas. Heat 4. Up next is Heat 5. In lane 1, Owen Neems. Lane 2, Silas Montoya. Lane 3, Logan Allen. Lane 4, Luke Durden. Lane 5, Oliver Yasalonis. Lane 6, Riley Liu. Lane 7, Carson Cox. Lane 8, Jinseo Kim. Lane 9, Juan Rodriguez. And lane 10, Jackson Height. Quick note to parents, please no standing at the railings. If you're not in a seat, then find a seat, we have plenty. Heat 5. In the water is lane 5, heat 5 of 7. Up next is heat 6. And lining up in lane 1 will be Dexter Burrell. Lane 2, Rory Heron. Lane 3, Martin Mayhew. Lane 4, Arico French. Lane 5, Timur Giniatov. Lane 6, Caden Reynolds. Lane 7, Brighton Tola. Lane 8, Mason Chu. Lane 9, Alex Jakovlev. And lane 10, Anthony Dusev. Heat 6. Next up will be the 7th and final heat of the men's 200 freestyle. Lining up in lane 4, Alex Spinelli. Lane 5, Connor Francis. And lane 6, James Cooper. Heat 7. In the water is the very last heat for the 200-meter freestyle. Next up will be the 50-meter butterfly, starting from the diving board end. Lining up for heat 1 for the women. In lane 1, Sinclair Watts. Lane 2, Yi Yan Wu. Lane 3, Mickey Vasquez. Lane 4, Hannah Parkin. Lane 5, Lara Braganza. Lane 6, Olivia Holt. Lane 7, Catherine Wolfe. Lane 8, Gabrielle Beauchamp. Lane 9, Denise Paul. And lane 10, Peyton Burton. Event 37, the women's 13 and over 50-meter butterfly, heat 1. Up for heat 2, next heat. In lane 1, Daphne Bosley. Lane 2, Sophia Hernandez-Patino. Lane 3, Layla Watson. Lane 4, Lane Langenbrunner. Lane 5, Ava Whitley. Lane 6, Leah Page Phillips. Lane 7, Olivia North. Lane 8, Anya Farouk. Lane 9, Cara Waters. And lane 10, Marcela dos Santos. Heat 2. Lining up for Heat 3, Lane 1, Michelle McNabb. Lane 2, Amelia McGlynn. Lane 3, Bryce Palmer. Lane 4, Emma Fielding. Lane 5, Alejandra Perez. Lane 6, Elise Brunzil. Lane 7, Lily Ramsey. Lane 8, Taylor Sione. Lane 9, Bella Taliaferro. And lane 10, Amelia Ilnitsky. Heat 3. Line up for Heat 4. In lane 1, Barbie McKenna Lee. Lane 2, Riley Hunter. Lane 3, Grace Wallen. Lane 4, Fabiana Rodriguez. Lane 5, Lucy McKenzie. Lane 6, Isla Lynch. Lane 7, Sophia Chibina. Lane 8, Corey Parker. Lane 9, Amelia Dubova. Lane 10, Emma McLaughlin. Heat 4. Next up is Heat 5. Lining up in lane 1, Coral Moniz. Lane 2, Millie Paff. Lane 3, Riley Rosas. Lane 4, Amanda Collison. Lane 5, Rebecca Klopper. Lane 6, Camille Young. Lane 7, Shelby Smith. Lane 8, Cassie Agas. Lane 9, Harper Klein. And lane 10, Isa Fisher-Munoz. Heat 5. Next up is Heat 6. Lining up in lane 1, Jackie Fogel. Lane 2, Jude Frum. Lane 3, Johanna Beauchamp. Lane 4, Alina Halecki. Lane 5, Avery Sassner. Lane 6, Ariana Boyett Martinez. Lane 7, Franny Sandora. Lane 8, Zara Bagat. Lane 9, Chloe Wood. And lane 10, Willow Yerk. Heat 6. Next up is Heat 7. Lining up in lane 1, Molly Eberhardt. Lane 2, Lexi Jones. Lane 3, Bella McDowell. Lane 4, Aubrey Capoticasa. Lane 5, Bella Nieves. Lane 6, Brie Fogel. Lane 7, Ruhi Patel. Lane 8, Maggie Petty. Lane 9, Sylvia Anderson. And lane 10, Alexa Fritz. Heat 7. Next up is the 8th and final heat. In lane 4, Aditi Uberaj. Lane 5, Kaylin Boos. Lane 6, Tanner Mills. Lane 7, Lydian Allen. Heat 8. This is the last of the women's. Next up will be the men's 50 butterfly. Lining up for Heat 1, Lane 1, Manny Squitia. Lane 2, Tyler Coolish. Lane 3, Alex Zendegy. Lane 4, Alexander Hahn. Lane 5, Walter Zeman. Lane 6, Eric Gong. Lane 7, Alex Gonzalez. Lane 8, William Chen. Lane 9, Jack Chase. And Lane 10, Matthew Alvarez. Event 38, the men's 13 and over 50-meter butterfly, Heat 1. Next up, lining up for Heat 2, in Lane 1, Noah Parker, Lane 2, Carlos Frozzolono, Lane 3, Parker Stever, Lane 4, Max Gretel, Lane 5, Evan Moses, Lane 6, Lucas Johnson, Lane 7, Antonio Lewis, Lane 8, Brandon Thornton, Lane 9, Aaron Nakax, Lane 10, David Paquette. Heat 2. Lining up for Heat 3, Lane 1, Wyatt Ward, Lane 2, Jose Soto Sequeira, Lane 3, Joshua Silveira, Lane 4, Isaiah Lamb, Lane 5, Nathan Yoon, Lane 6, Jackson Pennick, Lane 7, Daniel Andre, Lane 8, Jacob Lee, Lane 9, Lucas Braganza, and Lane 10, Xander Maldin. Heat 3. Next up will be Heat 4, lining up in Lane 1, Leif Canales, Lane 2, Arya Patel, Lane 3, Max Duda, Lane 4, Roshan Rao, Lane 5, Jackson Height, Lane 6, Dilior Akmalov, Lane 7, Payden Rebus, Lane 8, Jesse Grieve, Lane 9, Anton Barangalov, and Lane 10, Liam Pender. Heat 4. Next in the water will be heat 5. Line up in lane 1, Daniel Suniaga Brito. Lane 2, Will Lim. Lane 3, Mason Hicks Rabel. Lane 4, Marco Du. Lane 5, Matthew McNabb. Lane 6, Benjamin Kyong. Lane 7, Riley Liu. Lane 8, Hayden Klopper. Lane 9, Will Harmon. And lane 10, Toivo Heppel. Heat 5. Next up will be heat 6, lining up in lane 1, Charlie Pickett. Lane 2, Owen Neems. Lane 3, Mason Hunter. Lane 4, Juan Rodriguez. Lane 5, Alex Gagnon. Lane 6, David Madeira. Lane 7, Bailey Bowman. Lane 8, Jose Amperan. Lane 9, Brighton Tola. And lane 10, Martin Mayhew. Heat 6. Up next is the 7th and final heat of the 50-metre butterfly. Lining up in lane 3, Alex Spinelli. Lane 4, Harper Livingston. Lane 5, Colton Papas. Lane 6, Thomas Barbosa Bonilla. Lane 7, Parker Miller. Lane 8, James Cooper. Heat 7. Up next will be event 39, the women's 13 and over 100-metre breaststroke. Lining up for heat 1 at the flag end will be Silky Anderson. Lane 2 will be Vienna Gomez-Taylor. Lane 3, Charlotte Stevens. Lane 4, Sinclair Watts. Lane 5, Bryce Palmer. Lane 6, Sophie Nichols. Lane 7, Catherine Wolfe. Lane 8, Alejandra Perez. Lane 9, Jocelyn Chantha-Vonsa. And lane 10, Eliza Horton. Event 39, the women's 13 and over 100-metre breaststroke, heat 1. This is the first of 4 heats in the water. Getting ready behind the blocks for heat 2. In lane 1, Evie Wagoner. Lane 2, Kalina Castillo. Lane 3, Sophia Hernandez Patino. Lane 4, Isla Fox. Lane 5, Lila Tripp-Levitt. Lane 6, Sophia Taliaferro. Lane 7, Cassie Agas. Lane 8, Annie Blay. Lane 9, Lily Bixler. And lane 10, Amanda Colkinson. Heat 2. Next up will be Heat 3 of 4. Lining up in lane 1, Leia Devere. Lane 2, Rebecca Klopper. Lane 3, Alexa Fritz. Lane 4, Bethany Allen. Lane 5, Ember McAteer. Lane 6, Riley Rosas. Lane 7, Leah Hamer. Lane 8, Audrey Lorick. Lane 9, Harper Husted. And lane 10, Rui Patel. Heat 3. Next up, fourth and final heats for the women. In lane 3, Maggie Petty. Lane 4, Lydian Allen. Lane 5, Bree Fogel. Lane 6, Hannah Bell. And lane 7, Bella McDowell. Heat 4. announcing. So next up is event 40, the men's 100-meter breaststroke. Lining up in heat 1, lane 1, Eric Gong, lane 2, Nathan Yoon, lane 3, Xander Morgan, lane 4, Jaden Said, lane 5, Kai Meet King, lane 6, Tyler Wang, lane 7, Max Morgan, lane 8, Jeremy Morgan, lane 9, Liam Wang, and lane 10, Anton Barangulov. Event 40, the men's 13 and over 100-meter breaststroke, heat 1. This is the first of 5 heats in the water. Next up in heat 2 in lane 1, Evan Moses, lane 2, Jinsin Kim, lane 3, Evan Hightower, lane 4, Josh Silvera, lane 5, Arico French, lane 6, Arthur Phillips, lane 7, Isaiah Lamb, lane 8, Maddox McKeon, lane 9, Harrison Wang, and lane 10, Wes Wichert. Heat 2. Next up will be heat 3. Lining up in lane 1, David Madeira. Lane 2, Mason Hsu. Lane 3, Michael Antonov. Lane 4, Caden Ribas. Lane 5, Max Devas Conchelos. Lane 6, Sule Morgan. Lane 7, Chelsea Acevedo. Lane 8, Trent Ward. Lane 9, Lucas Braganza. And lane 10, Nicholas Moscoso Astudillo. Heat 3. In the water is the third of 5 heats. Up next will be heat 4. Lining up in lane 1, Alex Jakovlev. Lane 2, Dexter Burrell. Lane 3, Will Lim. Lane 4, Mason Hunter. Lane 5, Collins Crawford. Lane 6, Juan Rodriguez. Lane 7, Tima Jinya Tov. Lane 8, Brighton Tola. Lane 9, Arthur Avakian. And lane 10, Anthony Dusev. Again, parents, please no standing at the railing. Please find a seat. No standing in the stairs. There's plenty of seats, plenty of room. Heat 4. I can still see parents standing at the railings. Please take a seat. Next up in the water will be the 5th and final heat of the 100-meter breaststroke. Lining up in lane 4, Thomas Barbosa Bonilla. Lane 5, Connor Francis. And lane 6, Parker Miller. Heat 5. The next event in the water will be the women's 100-meter backstroke. Getting ready behind the blocks in lane 1, Leah Hamer. Lane 2, Anya Bogdanova. Lane 3, Myla Adriani. Lane 4, Mariana Landin. Lane 5, Calissa Kissinger. Lane 6, Lizzie Johnson. Lane 7, Reagan Bright. Lane 8, Erica Opdyke. Lane 9, Yian Wu. And lane 10, Elfie Myler. Event 41, women 13 and over 100 meter backstroke, heat 1. Up next will be heat 2, lining up in lane 1, Lane Langenbrunner, lane 2, Michelle McNabb, lane 3, Liv Klein, lane 4, Shelby Smith, lane 5, Sofia Chabina, lane 6, Lara Braganza, lane 7, Maria Kakimova, lane 8, Amelia Dubova, lane 9, Ashlyn Burton, and lane 10, Layla Watson. Heat 2. Next in the water will be heat 3 of 7. Lining up in lane 1, Lucy McKenzie. Lane 2, Emma McLaughlin. Lane 3, Taylor Sion. Lane 4, June Fram. Lane 6, Sonia Inatsenka. Lane 7, Ellery Watts. Lane 8, Amelia McGlynn. Lane 9, Fabiana Rodriguez. Lane 8, Fabiana Rodriguez. Lane 9, Lily Ramsey. And lane 10, Anya Farouk. Heat 3. Next in the water will be heat 4. In lane 1, Abigail Kelly. Lane 2, Anika Traktueva. Lane 3, Aditi Uvaraj. Lane 4, Franny Sandora. Lane 5, Elise Bruzil. Lane 6, Ariana Boyle Martinez. Lane 7, Eliza Horton. Lane 8, Riley Hunter. And lane 9, Millie Path. And lane 10, Amanda Collison. Heat 4. Lining up next for Heat 5, Lane 1, Bella Nieves, Lane 2, Jackie Fogel, Lane 3, Lily Tusha, Lane 4, Gabrielle Beauchamp, Lane 5, Coral Mornings, Lane 6, Camille Young, Lane 7, Leia Devere, Lane 8, Willow Jackson, Lane 9, Zira Baggett, and Lane 10, Bree Fogel. Heat 5. Just a quick note, we want to wish a happy birthday to Amanda Collison. That's her 14th birthday for Amanda today. Next heat in the water will be Heat 6. Lining up in Lane 1, Tanner Mills. Lane 2, Ava Jones. Lane 3, Delilah Burrell. Lane 4, Ruby Patel. Lane 5, Aubrey Capadicasa. Lane 6, Kalina Castillo. Lane 7, Hannah Bell. Lane 8, Chloe Wood. And Lane 9, Lexi Jones. Heat 6. The next heat in the water will be the 7th and final heat for the women in the 100-metre backstroke. In lane 4, Kaylin Boos, lane 5, Lydia Bell, and lane 6, Nikki Vasquez. Heat 7. Up next, we have the men's 100-meter backstroke. Lining up behind the blocks for heat 1. In lane 1, Benjamin Kyong. Lane 2, Eli Rabinowitz. Lane 3, Walter Zeman. Lane 4, Seth Hyde. Lane 5, Noah Walker. Lane 6, Reef Meeking. Lane 7, Alex Gonzalez. Lane 8, Alexander Lee. Lane 9, Ryan Glatter-Gotts. And lane 10, Noah Parker. Event 42, men's 13 and over 100-meter backstroke, heat 1. Next heat in the water will be heat 2. In lane 1, Bryson Jones. Lane 2, Wyatt Ward. Lane 3, Jesse Grieve. Lane 4, Daniel Andre. Lane 5, Antonio Lewis. Lane 6, Roshan Rao. Lane 7, Toivo Heppel. Lane 8, Carlos Rosalolo. Lane 9, Jackson Pennick. And lane 10, Marco Du. Heat 2. Next heat in the water will be heat 3. In lane 1, Colton Pappas. Lane 2, Dilyor Akmalov. Lane 3, Duncan McLean. Lane 4, Aaron Nakax. Lane 5, Carson Cox. Lane 6, Max de Vasconcelos. Lane 7, Arthur Phillips. Lane 8, Cal Berkeley. Lane 9, Nicholas Macosso. Astudillo. And lane 10, Will Harmon. Heat 3. Next heat in the water will be heat 4 of 5. In lane 1, Bailey Bowman. Lane 2, Mason Hunter. Lane 3, Daniel Santiago Brito. Lane 4, Olivia Salonis. Lane 5, Logan Allen. Lane 6, Jacob D. Lane 7, Collins Crawford. Lane 8, Caden Reynolds. Lane 9, Wes Witchert. And lane 10, Silas Montoya. Heat 4. Up next is the last heat of the men's 100-metre backstroke. Lining up for heat 5 will be James Cooper in lane 3. In lane 4, Dexter Burrell. Lane 5, David Madeira. Lane 6, Owen Neames. Lane 7, Jose Amperan. Heat 5. The next event in the water will be the women's 200-metre butterfly. Lining up in heat 1. In lane 2, Amelia Olnitsky. Lane 3, Vienna Gomez-Taylor. Lane 4, Olivia Holt. Lane 5, Hannah Parkin. Lane 6, Kira Druck. Lane 7, Bethany Allen. Lane 8, Ava Whitley. Lane 9, Leah Page Phillips. Event 43, the women's 13 and over 200-meter butterfly, Heat 1. The next heat in the water will be Heat 2 of the 200-meter butterfly. In Lane 4, Annie Blay. Lane 5, Emma McLaughlin. And Lane 6, Grace Whalen. Heat 2. Next event in the water will be the men's 200 butterfly. Heat 1, lining up in lane 2, Will Lim. Lane 3, Tyler Coolish. Lane 4, Alex Zendegi. Lane 5, Parker Stever. Lane 6, Alexander Han. Lane 7, Tyler Wang. Lane 8, Luke Durden. And lane 9, Gabriel Graham. Event 44, the men's 13 and over 200 meter butterfly, Heat 1. Next heat in the water will be heat 2 of 2 for the men's 200 butterfly. Lining up in lane 4, Riley Liu. Lane 5, Rory Heron. And lane 6, Jack Chase. Heat 2. This is the final heat for the 200-metre butterfly. Up next, starting at the diving board end, will be the women's 50-metre freestyle. Getting ready behind the blocks for heat 1. In lane 1, Ashlyn Burton. Lane 2, Calissa Kissinger. Lane 3, Bella Fiero. Lane 4, Denise Paul. Lane 5, Lizzie Johnson. Lane 6, Hannah Parkin. Lane 7, Mickey Vasquez. Lane 8, Sinclair Watts. Lane 9, Olivia North. And lane 10, Carol Walters. Event 45, the women's 13 and over 50-metre freestyle, heat 1. With heat 1 in the water, lining up for heat 2. In lane 1, Mila Adriani. Lane 2, Yi-Yan Wu. Lane 3, Sophie Nichols. Lane 4, Reagan Bright. Lane 5, Amelia McGlynn. Lane 6, Marilia Pakimova. Lane 7, Evie Milak. Lane 8, Lara Braganza. Lane 9, Leah Hamer. And lane 10, Catherine Wolf. Heat 2. Lining up for heat 3, in lane 1, Anya Farouk. Lane 2, Layla Watson. Lane 3, Sofia Tribina. Lane 4, Alejandra Perez. Lane 5, Elise Bunzil. Lane 6, Marcela Dos Santos. Lane 7, Sonia Senka. Lane 8, Sophia Hernandez Patino. Lane 9, Ellery Watts. And lane 10, Jocelyn Chandler-Vonska. Heat 3. Getting ready for heat 4. In lane 1, Amelia Dubova. Lane 2, Taylor Sione. Lane 3, Charlotte Stevens. Lane 4, Lily Bixler. Lane 5, Annika Trevor. Lane 6, Emma Fielding. Lane 7, Silke Anderson. Lane 8, Michelle McNabb. Lane 9, Johanna Beauchamp. And Lane 10, Ava Whitley. Heat 4. Lining up for Heat 5, in Lane 1, Bryce Palmer. Lane 2, Liv Klein. Lane 3, Isla Lynch. Lane 4, Shelby Smith. Lane 5, Isa Fisher Munoz. Lane 6, Fabiana Rodriguez. Lane 7, Lane Langenbrunner. Lane 8, Corey Parker. Lane 9, Daphne Bosley. And Lane 10, Ava Jones. Heat 5. Next up is Heat 6. In Lane 1, Annie Blay. Lane 2, Riley Rosas. Lane 3, Evie Wagoner. Lane 4, Bethany Allen. Lane 5, Sophia Taliaferro. Lane 6, Lucy McKenzie. Lane 7, Ariana Boyett Martinez. Lane 8, Coral Moniz. Lane 9, Rebecca Klopper. And Lane 10, Millie Papp. Heat 6. Up next is Heat 7. Lining up in Lane 1, Kalina Castillo. Lane 2, Alina Halaki. Lane 3, Eliza Horton. Lane 4, Avery Sassner. Lane 5, Cassie Agas. Lane 6, Abigail Kelly. Lane 7, Harper Klein. Lane 8, Lily Tusha. Lane 9, Barbie McKean-Aline. And Lane 10, Alexa Fritz. Heat 7. Next up is Heat 8 of 9. Lining up in Lane 1, Delilah Burrell. Lane 2, Ruhi Patel. Lane 3, Harper Husted. Lane 4, Bella Nieves. Lane 5, Willow Joachim. Lane 6, Jackie Fogel. Lane 7, Aubrey Capodicasa. Lane 8, Bree Fogel. Lane 9, Molly Eberhardt. And Lane 10, Tanner Mills. Heat 8. Up next is the last heat of the girls' 50-metre freestyle. In Lane 2, Chloe Wood. Lane 3, Lydian Allen. Lane 4, Bella McDowell. Lane 5, Aditi Uvaraj. Lane 6, Lexi Jones. Lane 7, Kaylin Boos. lane 8, Maggie Petty, and lane 9, Lydia Bell. Heat 9. Up next will be the men's. In Heat 1, Kai McMeekin. In lane 2, Jaden Say. Lane 3, Eric Gong. Lane 4, Noah Walker. Lane 5, Carl McAuliffe. Lane 6, Walter Zeman. Lane 7, Reef McMeeking. Lane 8, Jake Chase. Lane 9, William Chen. And lane 10, Matthew Alvarez. Event 46, the men's 13 and over 50-meter freestyle. Heat 1. Next up in Heat 2, in lane 1, Manny Squitia. Lane 2, Alex Gonzalez. Lane 3, Seth Hyde. Lane 4, Michael Antonov. Lane 5, Alexander Hahn. Lane 6, Lucas Johnson. Lane 7, Liam Wang. Lane 8, Max Morgan. Lane 9, Jeremy Morgan. And lane 10, Max Kretel. Heat 2. Up next will be Heat 3. In lane 1, Roshan Rao. Lane 2, Aaron Nakax. Lane 3, Anton Barangalov. Lane 4, Alexander Lee. Lane 5, Brandon Thornton. Lane 6, Anthony Nogueras. Lane 7, Antio Lewis. Lane 8, David Paquette. Lane 9, Noah Parker. And lane 10, Lee Canales. Heat 3. Next is Heat 4, lining up in lane 1, Daniel Andre, lane 2, Ryan Glattergotts, lane 3, Jacob Lee, lane 4, Matthew McNabb, lane 5, Celso Acevedo, lane 6, Evan Moses, lane 7, Isaiah Lamb, lane 8, Carlos Frozzolono, lane 9, Dilior Akmalov, and lane 10, Jose Soto Sequeira. Heat 4. Next is Heat 5. In lane 1, Trent Ward. In lane 2, Caden Rebas. Lane 3, Jesse Grieve. Lane 4, Duncan McGlynn. Lane 5, Josh Silvera. Lane 6, Wyatt Ward. Lane 7, Xander Maldin. Lane 8, Mason Hicks Rebel. Lane 9, Lucas Braganza. And lane 10, Alex Gagnon. Heat 5. Next up is Heat 6. Lane 1, Max Duda. Lane 2, Bryson Jones. Lane 3, Liam Pender. Lane 4, Harper Livingston. Lane 5, Thomas Barbosa Bonilla. Lane 6, Arya Patel. Lane 7, Harrison Wang. Lane 8, Olivia Yasalonis. Lane 9, Marco Du. And lane 10, Sue Morgan. Heat 6. Up next is lane 7. In lane 1, Daniel Siniago Brito. Lane 2, Nicholas Moscoso Astudillo. Lane 3, Arico French. Lane 4, Jackson Height. Lane 5, Hayden Klopper. Lane 6, Jinseo Kim. Lane 7, Evan Hightower. Lane 8, Will Harmon. Lane 9, Collins Crawford. And lane 10, Cal Berkeley. Heat 7. Next up is Heat 8 of 9. In lane 1, Owen Neems. Lane 2, Juan Rodriguez. Lane 3, Timur Giniatov. Lane 4, Caden Reynolds. Lane 5, David Madeira. Lane 6, Carson Cox. Lane 7, Bailey Bowman. Lane 8, Logan Allen. Lane 9, Mason Hsu. And lane 10, Martin Mayhew. Heat 8. Up next is a final heat, Heat 9. In lane 1, Charlie Pickett. Lane 2, Alex Spinelli. Lane 3, Connor Francis. Lane 4, Alex Jakovlev. Lane 5, Jose Amparan. Lane 6, Silas Montoya. Lane 7, Anthony Dusev. Lane 8, Artur Avakang. And lane 9, Parker Miller. Heat 9. Next event in the water will be the women's 400-meter IM. Lining up at the flag end in lane 1, Leah Page Phillips. Lane 2, Marcela Dos Santos. Lane 3, Peyton Burton. Lane 4, Bella Taliaferro. Lane 5, Erica Opdyke. Lane 6, Anya Bogdanova. Lane 7, Lila Levitt. Lane 8, Lane Langenbrunner. And lane 9, Isla Fox. Event 47, the women's 13 and over 400-meter IM, Heat 1. So this is the first heat of the women's 400 IM. Up next we are combining heat 2 of the women's and heat 1, the only heat of the men's together. In lane 1 will be Isla Lynch. In lane 2, Harper Klein. Lane 3, Ember McAteer. Lane 5, Rory Heron. Lane 6, Maddox McKeon. Lane 7, Nathan New. Lane 8, Eli Rabinowitz. And lane 9, Luke Durden. And lane 10, Toivo Heppel. As a quick reminder, the next heat is combined men's and women. If you're not behind the blocks, get there quick. Event 47, women's 13 and over 400 meter IM heat 2, and event 48, men's 13 and over 400 meter IM heat 1. Okay, that brings the end to the morning session. So thank you to all our volunteers, our officials, our swimmers and coaches. For those who are leaving us right now, have a safe journey home and we look forward to seeing you soon. For those here for the afternoon session, the pool will be open for warm-up from 12 o'clock, so just 6 minutes. Again, warm-up will start at 12 o'clock.